Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this faithful podcast. I go by the name Sir Hans and my brother.
AK.
Yeah, we have a queen in the building. Whoa, yes, you heard me correct. A queen in the building. Winner of AFRIMA, or African Music Awards 2016 for Best Female Artist in Inspirational Music. Her hit record by Babe Future and Skills, currently making the rounds globally and soon to be Grammy nominated and winner someday, we hope.
Yeah.
We have here Naomi Achu.
Welcome.
Long live the queen.
You guys are really hyping me up in here. I could use this. Thank you.
Welcome to the pods.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you really look like a queen though, sitting there with them shades, you know.
Should I take them off?
No.
She looks like she needs to be in Central Pay right now.
I'm telling you, man, you know. Too bad it's cold out there.
I know, right?
But how did you come up with this Queen of Bamenda?
Well, you know, that was ever since my Alaji song. If you listen to Alaji, in my rap verse, I said Queen of Bamenda.
Right.
And it was just supposed to be part of my rap verse, and then people kind of picked onto it, and I was like, okay, well, this is really catchy. I'll just keep it. Nobody else is using it, so I'll keep it before somebody else takes it.
Oh, by the way, before we even proceed with this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to our man Donald out there. Creative 237 exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing this special for you today.
Awesome.
2 hours straight.
Like right now.
Wow.
Right now, these songs are just amazing.
You're the queen. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate the support from my 237.
Do you got the app?
Yeah, I do.
How do you like it?
I even wrote a review. I need more reviews. Those of you who are watching, please go to the app and write your reviews and give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely a great app, and I like the variety of the music because there's Africa, there's Cameroonian artists there, there's Nigerian artists, there's I listened to Eddie Kenzo the other day, and then today, which is Sunday, they did mainly gospel music, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
So you can get up in the morning on a Sunday and listen to gospel music. So I think it's a great app.
It is dope.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you try to cover the entire African continent.
Yeah.
From the south to the east, west, north. And we tell artists out there, don't limit yourself. Do not say you don't have a platform for your music to be heard. All you have to do is just hit them up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, email, and tell them what you're doing. Send them your song. You don't got to pay nothing. You just give them the song. Sit back and listen to your music on the app.
Yes, I think it's great, especially because we live in a very digital age right now. You don't have to necessarily be signed to a record label to make it big. Look at Chance the Rapper; he did a lot of things by himself without necessarily being signed to any major record label, and he got 3 Grammys, was it, this year? So you can definitely do a lot for yourself with it, taking advantage of the digital world that we're in.
Right.
So
So just coming off your performance from the Richmond International Film Festival.
Yes.
How was that?
No, it was great. I always enjoy performing among a different audience. Of course, I have my African audience, but Richmond, of course, is the demographic there is more Caucasian. There was some African Americans, so it was a different environment for me, which I found was great.
How was the vibe?
It was great. It was great. They said their favorite song was "The Power of God." I posted it on my Facebook. That's interesting. I sang "It's My Life." I sang "Sound of Music." I sang "Busybody," and then I went into "Power of God," and then I sang the remix of "Busybody" with Wes Madiko. And they said "Power of God" was their favorite. I was like, okay. I was like, great.
That's definitely you out there, like you're not limiting yourself, and those are moves that I would look at and say, man, that's a big girl move right there.
Yeah, definitely. Because my music, I really want my music to reach outside of Africa. I want it to appeal to not just Africans.
You want to be global.
Yes, I want to be. I want to be global. So I always, try to find out what my Caucasian and African American and European listeners are, you know, kind of tuned to.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting to know what the different demographics like.
And that's good that you actually, you know, take the time out to know what your listeners want from you.
Yes.
You know, not just like other people who just go what they think in their head and not getting reviews from their listeners and all that.
Yes, yes. You know, it's interesting because when I did a Facebook Live of me rehearsing with my band 2 days before. A couple of days before. And a lot of feedback was they liked Sound of Music, which is Sound of Music is number 3 on my album, along with the Queen. So people said they liked that. So then I went to a different stage, and then the other stage were like, oh no, we like this one. So I was like, okay, well, the good thing with my album is I think everybody has come back to me and said that each track on their album is their favorite track. So they will give me, I'll be like, you know, what's your favorite, you know, song in the album? They'll say, oh, number 1, number this, number that. But everybody has picked at least one of those songs. So that's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looking at your thing, right? Like you have a couple, your album listing, you have a couple artists on there.
Yes.
Wes Medical stands out because, you know, growing up we used to listen to him a lot. So
Yes.
like, how did you land that gig?
Well, you know, sometimes I can be very persistent. So initially, me and Wes, we were chatting on Facebook before he even came for my album release last year. I had been chatting with Wes for like 3 years. So I was just like, hi sir, hi Wes, hi, you know. At one time I started calling him daddy, you know. So we would just go back and forth, and then prior to him coming for the album release, I said, you know, I guess he checked out my music and he was like, oh my gosh, I really, really like Busybody, you know, let's do something with it. I was like, okay, great, let's do it. Because I always admired him. So it really took a lot of pushing, but he said he liked my spirit and he came through for me, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you speak on being very persistent, and I see that in your work. You're very persistent.
Yeah.
And you spoke on the demographic. I see you're going to be performing at South by Southwest in the coming days. That's
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What are you looking forward to with that platform?
Same thing, just being able to get my music out to not just Africans, but even though I'm hoping that my African people will come out, because I know there's a university right beside there. I think it's the University of Texas in Austin or something.
Okay.
So I'm hoping some of the students, the African students, will come out. But you know, more than anything, I'm just hoping for a great crowd, a great vibe. I have music not just for Africans, but I have music for you know, the white, the black, the purple. And where I'm performing is called Russian House. So it's they actually serve, it's like a Russian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have lots of non-Africans. So hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, shout out to all the Africans out there in Texas, man. You know, go check out your girl, Queen of Bamenda. Speaking of persistence, right? I was watching your wedding thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it just stood out your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he spoke much about your vibe, like how you're a go-getter and how you motivated him to be a better person in life as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after his little speech, his short speech, you know, when they passed the mic to you, you said, Ashia. What did you mean by that?
Ashia to my mind. Because his speech was great, so it's like, okay, well, you did a great speech, so Ashia.
That kind of stood out because, you know, some people they're gonna take 5-10 minutes to give another speech, but you just, you kind of he just captured the moment, and you just sealed it with one word. That was really big.
Thank you.
You know?
Well, you know, and in the African culture, when you have a man who is speaking on the behalf of the family, you don't want to say too much. You just let him have his shine and let him, you know, be the man and, you know, you be the woman.
You don't want to do that.
You know, that was his time to shine, you know. You know, he gave me my time to shine, so it's okay.
I want to find out the #1 track from Long Live the Queen, Busybody. What inspired that track?
So I had my daughter in April of 2015, sorry. And a couple of months after, I told my mom to come help me out. with with the baby. So she came through, and I think it was like 1 a.m. or something. She was telling me to do something, and I was like, "Mommy, you're not sleeping yet." So then I started singing to her. I was like, "Mommy, you be busybody, they sleep all night." And literally, she was not sleeping at night, and that is exactly how she is. So I went into the studio. I took a pen. And I called her up. She was at home. I was like, "Okay, Mommy, I'm in the studio. So tell me, what are you thinking about?" And then she was like, "Well, I'm thinking about the farm." And, so then that's how the song came about. It was a real life story. I tried to make it as real as possible to my mom.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So all your material is written by you?
Yes. And then if an artist is featuring, I let them do their verse.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
There are a lot of artists that we're familiar with. Dr. Eddie B.
Yes. And I hope we weren't able to do anything in my album this time around, but hopefully the next album or his next album we'll have something together. We always talk about doing something together, so it'll happen. We did before with Avenue C, so we'll do it again.
Yeah. Okay. And then another feature that I was surprised on your first album, Positive Energy.
Yes.
Awilo.
Yes.
Yes.
I
was like, wow, like.
Yes.
First album, and you got Willow on it. Persistence, huh?
Willow is a great guy. I met him. Where did I meet him? Was it in Las Vegas or somewhere? I was introduced to him by I think another artist, and his manager was really great. Grace Aqua was his manager at that time. It's all about vibing, and if you meet somebody, they vibe with you, you vibe with them. Hey, anything is anything. Yeah.
So, I mean, to all the artists out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for them in terms of persistence?
I would say continue being persistent and just stay humble, and just know that if you try one avenue, it doesn't work, you can always try another avenue. Because the music industry is just so wide and so vast. You don't always have to take that path that you had set. There's always different avenues that you can take.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of being humble, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the greatest lesson you've learned from not being humble?
From not being humble?
Not being humble.
I'm always humble, so I don't know.
There's no point in your music career.
There's no diva in
you have like a big head or something. Like,
I try to be a diva when I get on stage and I'm performing. When I come down the stage, I always try to stay humble. Let me see, what is the biggest lesson I've learned from not being humble? Well, you can lose out on a lot. You can lose out on your fans.
Yeah.
When your fan insults you, for example, you just gotta say, okay, well, okay. But if you keep on going back and forth with people, you can lose fans.
Yeah.
So it's just take everything with a grain of salt, because people will use your negative vibe and use it as negative publicity against you. So you always just have to take everything with a grain of salt and keep on moving, because people will always have something to say.
Yeah, you understand the game because you on the blogs like heavy.
I am.
You on the blogs like. And speaking about the blogs and seeing that.
Let me say one more thing. Never make enemies with a blogger. I just don't make enemies with a blogger. Okay, go ahead.
Speaking of the blog, I saw that you was at this year's Grammy.
Yeah.
And retrospectively looking back at the little girl from Bamenda, what was running through your mind as being there?
Well, I was happy to be there, and I felt like I deserved to be there. Mm-hmm. I never even thought about it as, this is, everything happened so fast. When you're getting dressed and you're trying to make it to the red carpet on time, you're not even thinking. It was just everything happened so fast, and then you're trying to do some networking, and you're trying to, greet. Everything happened so fast. But I was just really happy being there. I was happy to represent Cameroon.
Yeah.
And hopefully, with time, I can get Cameroon on the map and get more Grammy members to know about Cameroonian artists. So.
I mean, is it kind of hard to work with artists back home right now?
Cameroonian artists?
Cameroonian artists, yeah.
Yes, but I think over the past year and recently, more and more urban and new age artists have been coming together to work together. I think like last year, 2 years ago, it was more difficult because everybody has this should I say, ego.
Yeah.
Everybody is so proud.
Yeah.
But you know, things are changing. I'm seeing you know, I'm seeing Daphne doing songs with Bendeka, which is great. I'm seeing, I think is it Mel B doing something with Longe Longe, I believe. And so, you know, people are doing great. I just want us to work together more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke about the ego part. What would you say? Why is that a factor?
I don't know why. But I will say that this is why countries like Nigeria, they do much better, and people get upset when they see Nigerians doing so well. It's because they come together. If you see, if Nigerians go to Germany and there's a red carpet and they see themselves, they come together and they support each other. You know, but you know, when Cameroonians go outside, it's like everybody wants to shine to themselves.
Yeah.
So they stay away from each other. And I have to say this. Some people might not like to hear this, but I saw this at AFRIMA. You know, there were several African Cameroonian artists there, but we did not come together. You will not see a group picture of us together. You know, yeah, you would see separate pictures. I think there were at least 4 of us there, Cameroonian artists, or 5 of us or so. But you will not see a group picture. If those were Nigerians, you would have seen a group picture. So we definitely need to work towards our, humbling ourselves and just, you know, lifting our country up. Mm-hmm. Yes. So.
Yeah. Well, since this podcast is live right now, you know, people are watching. You know, and you have a fan here. Shout out to Janice out there. She said, "Hi Naomi, just listening to your stuff. Your beats are trailing. Keep it up."
Thank you.
And here goes a question. Please, can you do more gospel?
Okay. And you, okay, sure.
Well, there you go, Janice. Sure. She gonna do more gospel for you, just
sure.
for you.
Yes, I'll put some more in my next album.
Speaking of these Grammys, right?
Yes.
I want to know what events. I mean, we all know that you know you are thriving in your music, but what really let you get to the Grammys?
Well, when people see you working hard, they invite you. I was invited by a Grammy member.
Oh, that's
dope. They said they liked me and they invited me. I didn't, you know, and that's all it is. Yeah.
Like you said.
But like you said, I'm persistent, so I always talk about stuff. I may throw 1 or 2 things. Oh, okay, let me see how, I want to get to the Grammys, or I may say 1 or 2 things, but people take you serious when you show them that you're serious. So yeah.
Yeah, we got another viewer on Facebook Live. They said, shout out to Chinwa, by the way. They said keep it up and put some guitar in it, some more guitar in it.
More guitar, okay. I'm gonna tell Walter that I'm gonna be using him some more for that guitar. I will. Thank you.
Shout out to our pops too. You know, he's a person of like his taste in music, right? Comes with a lot of guitar in the beat. So if there's no guitar, it does not really sound that unique to him. So like he likes seeing people playing that string.
Yes.
To me, I feel like it's dope.
No, guitar is a very beautiful instrument. Yeah. Yes, when you know how to play guitar, and if you have a good bass, oh my goodness, it just makes music much more authentic. Yeah, I feel.
Your husband is Nigerian, correct?
Yes.
Man,
what caused you to cross the border? Yeah.
What caused me to cross the border? Well, love. I don't think love has anything to do with where you're from.
Amen.
So no boundaries.
No boundaries. That was my first album.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't really think love has anything to do with where you're from. If you meet somebody that appreciates you and you appreciate them, then that's I wasn't thinking, oh, okay, well, I'm from Bamenda, so I have to be with somebody from Bamenda, or I'm from Cameroon. I wasn't thinking like that. I just said, well, this is somebody who appreciates me and I appreciate him too. And that's all.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm gonna play devil.
Advocate.
You can't tell me the whole time you couldn't find somebody. I mean, because naturally, you be around Cameroon.
Yes.
So you want him in that space.
Yes. Well, you know what? The woman doesn't go looking. It's the men that go looking. So if there's if there's Cameroonian men out there that are saying, okay, well, she's not supposed to be with a Nigerian, I didn't stop them from proposing. They would have come. I didn't stop anybody.
Facts.
Ladies, I'm a very gentleman, okay? I go looking.
So please, gentlemen, if you see something you like, please, say you like it. Because when it goes, you have nothing, you won't be, nobody will listen to you anymore.
Full of regrets.
So, let's speak record labels.
Yes.
What record label are you signed to?
Well, I'm with Dream Recording Studios. That's Dr. Walter Blackson. That's where I recorded my last album, Long Live the Queen. But I do work with other producers. Like for the album, you see other producers' names on it. You'll see Sanclef, you'll see Cele Bobo. So you'll see other artists and other producers. But executively, Dr. Walter Blackson.
So do you feel that having a Nigerian husband, right, that kind of limited the it kind of showing a bridge to work with most of these artists?
To work with like a Nigerian artist?
Yeah.
Well, actually no, because when I work with Nigerian artists, I present myself, and some of them don't even know I'm married. Till I tell them, I'm like, okay, well, I'm married, right? So some of them, they think I'm single, and I have to remind them, no, I'm married. But actually, I just present myself as an artist, and I want them to see me as an artist.
Right.
Sometimes when they hear that I'm married to a Nigerian, they'll be like, okay, well, that's my brother. So it helps. But more than anything, they know me before they know my husband.
Yeah, because I when you were saying that, I was just thinking, I was like, I know you were accustomed to a lot of Nigerian ways and traditions or whatever, or the language as well too. So that gives you like a pointer.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Well, I will say.
I can figure you out if you Cameroonian or Nigerian.
Oh no. Well, I will say having him beside me helps a lot when I'm writing a song, because I'll be like, how do you say this in Yoruba? I'll be like, how do you say that in Yoruba? And then I'll be like, okay, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then he'll give me several words, and then I'll mix it in with my rap verse. So having him beside me is a very helpful tool for my music.
Your recent video, right?
Yes.
It's a lot going on.
Okay.
Personally speaking, I feel like it's one of those videos, like you will do with all the lights and everything.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that concept?
Well, it's interesting because we shot that video in Lagos at one of the newer lounges.
You said Lagos?
Yes, it was shot in Lagos.
Okay.
And I just took the videographer there. His name is Bimbo Pedro. We went there and he took a look at the location. I was like, okay, this is the location that we have. This is the club that we have. And then he went around and he was like, well, we could use this space for this. We could use that space for that. And I was like, well, I have to put my African Queen thing going on. So he was like, okay, yes, we found a place for that. We found a place where, me and Scales could, do our little dancing. I would just say that the venue in itself gave us a lot to work with.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That was a great video.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who put their hands into that video.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that video, took you global.
Thank you.
As a dope song,
Thank you.
dope video.
Thank you.
I'm sure I could find it on MTV Base. And what is that other one? Trez or something?
Yeah. Phrase that TV. Yeah, well, we'll see.
So let's switch gears. I see on your IG you have down there the humanitarian.
Yes.
I want to ask what kind?
What kind? So I'm working on this NGO called International Nurses for Africa, where we're working on getting the African healthcare system up to par or so. We target places in Africa that are in medical need.
Okay.
So we can, gather like supplies from here and then send to Africa. Of course, I'm from Cameroon, but it's not just Cameroon. Nigeria, Ghana. We have reps from Nigeria. We have reps from Ghana. We have Sierra Leone. So we have a couple of reps, and we just identify places in Africa that need help, and we work towards getting them some kind of support, either financially or in kind.
Yeah.
And we're also working on this year making a trip to Africa to do health education, whether it's sex education or education on health and wellness. We hope to do that sometime this year as well. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of NGO, shout out to Colors of Roses Foundation.
Okay.
We had them last week on the pod.
Oh yes, I think I saw. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty dope.
You know what I love to see, man? I love to see all these NGOs actually working together, you know, in a unified, you know, like bring all your visions and missions, tie them in together and actually, you know, be one force, you know, for the African nation. That would be really dope.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
yeah.
that would. I know there's a lot of Cameroonian NGOs in the area that I know are doing great things. I know about the Pacha Foundation. I know about, Vanessa Nyambe is doing great things. I know, I think there's a kidney foundation. I mean, there's different foundations that are doing great things. So hopefully we'll get to network. Yeah.
Your mother.
How's the princess, by the way?
Oh, she's great.
Oh, okay.
I left her at home to be here. But she was taking a nap before I came.
She look just like mom.
Thank you. Yeah, when she was born, everybody was like, oh, she looks like the dad. And then she grew, and then they were like, okay, she looks like mom.
Yeah.
We'll see, maybe she will transform and start looking like the dad. We don't know. But at least we know she's ours.
So is music like your number one thing, or you got something on the side?
Well, you know, music keeps me busy. I mean, I have a lot on my plate. You know, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I have music, I have the NGO. I have a lot on my plate, so I don't know if I can take anything more on. Yeah.
That's what's up.
You got room for any more kids?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're married, anything goes, you know.
Obama wants
you
to
have to
create his own village by himself.
I know you have to ask the man, you know, when it comes to children, you have to ask the man, you know. If the man wants more, then you have to give him more.
Oh, no, that's dope. I only said that because, you know, with your busy schedule, you probably gonna be like, oh, husband, you know, I'm kind of busy doing this, doing that, so I feel like we should wait on that for now. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing I know is I don't think there's a good time to have a child. There's never a good time. You just have to just go with it. And that's, I guess, that's why I respect women a lot. And that's why, in a sense, you can call me a feminist, because of the things that we have to go through and the sacrifices we have to make. You know, the changes in our body and how, you know, our bodies are slowed down when we get pregnant, and how we have to sit and breastfeed and, you know, go on maternity leave. So a man doesn't traditionally have to do that. So I would like to encourage the whole society just to appreciate the woman.
Oh, sorry.
Girl power.
Yeah.
Girl power, folks. Girl power.
Now back to gear 4. Back to the music. Bagbe.
Yes.
Being that we have here, what's the meaning of that?
Bagbe means forget.
Right.
So if you listen to the song, it says, Bagbe, and I will give you my number. So it's like, forget. So it's like a guy is, you know, it's like, it's a club song. So you're with a guy in the club, and he's like, trying to talk to you, and then the girl too is teasing him, and then she's like, Bagbe, I'm not going to give you my number. You know? Don't forget about it.
What happened that made you come up with that? Because I know something definitely happened somewhere.
That was me and Scales. Actually, we were in the studio with Sam Claire. This was actually recorded at Scales' house. We were actually in his house. We were just chilling, and you know, Sam Claire had already made the beat. So the song was playing, and then Scales was like, "Bagbe," you know, and it just came. And I was like, "Okay, well, that sounds good. That's catchy, and that's you know," and that's how we wrote around to it. So I wrote my verse. I was like, "Okay, he's saying forget." So I said, okay, well, I won't give you my number. I won't do this and that. So it was a combined effort, and I think it really flowed naturally. I enjoyed working with him, both of them actually.
Yeah. Yesterday we had the opportunity to see one of our brothers, you know, perform live.
Yeah.
Shout out to Master Yan.
Oh yeah, Lucky Lounge. Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, that's my boy.
That was really lit. I personally feel like, you know, you should team up with people like Master Yan, who use their background, like the beat. You have that traditional beat. You do something with that traditional beat. That like it just uplifts the culture. Because here we're all about the culture. We're all about moving together, like that togetherness. So I mean, I just feel like you should kind of link up with together.
Yeah, me and Master Yen have actually spoken about doing something together in the past. I think working on my album, everything was cutting too close, but we probably will do something in the future, maybe this year or next. Hopefully, yeah. He's great. He's very talented.
He's
very talented. Yes, he's great with instruments. Great performer. He's amazing. That's all I can say.
Shout out to Master Yan.
Master Yan. We need that visual from when he doing and
Master Yan in the building.
No vex.
No vex.
So when are we going to get something from your native tribe?
Well, my album my song "Walk Away" in "Long Live the Queen" actually, I'm singing in English and Bafouchu.
Okay.
Yes, that's Bafouchu all the way.
I'm talking about in terms of beat.
Oh, beat. Well, I have a song that's also traditional, which is called what's it called? "Climb the Ladder" in my album, which it's has a slower kind of has a slower beat. But it goes in the traditional line as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of pop, but I always try to put some tradition into mine. Like an album, I try to put a little bit.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that if you make it faster.
Okay.
Especially if you make it faster. Like I feel like dancing to traditional tunes and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know about Mr. Sharpness over here.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, well, I'm taking all the requests in. I'm taking them in. No problem.
Being a woman, right? I like asking women these questions because most women complain a lot about just being a woman is kind of harder to climb the ladder.
Yes.
So being a woman,
yes.
How hard has it been so far?
No, it's been very hard, but it's how can I say this? It's been hard. But I don't look at being a woman, I don't look at any barriers anymore. Like when I want something, I just go and get it. I don't think too hard. I don't say, well, okay, I'm a woman, so they're going to make it difficult for me. If I want it, I just go and get it. And if it's too much, I just, flash a smile a little bit and, be nice and be humble. And but I will say, as a woman, there's definitely many challenges. We get marginalized a lot. We have to push a little bit harder, but you do have a shine in entertainment if there's 10 men in a studio and 1 woman. You shine out as a woman. That's why Tiwa Savage will probably Tiwa Savage and Deja, they'll probably stand out in their crew because there's more males than females.
Right.
So if you can stand out amongst the males, it's a good thing. But you have to kind of fight a little harder than the men to get that attention. So we do get marginalized a lot, but I don't think too much about it. I just, I do what I gotta do. I don't think, okay, well, this is a man, they're gonna pay attention. Sometimes I'll tell them, I'll tell the DJ, I'll say, why are you only playing male songs? Why don't you include female? I'm very, I'm like I said, I'm very much a feminist. I'll tell them like it is, DJ, or okay, you guys created a mix and you didn't have enough females, or you guys, created a performance set, or you guys are doing a big event and you don't have any females on stage. I'll tell them. So I do advocate for females a lot because I know what it means. But it's not a barrier for me because I don't allow it to be a barrier for me anymore.
That's dope.
Yeah, we just have those blindfolds on. So here we are Stuck in the Middle podcast, which is a platform that highlights different spectrums of professions other than the norms our parents push us to get into.
Yeah.
I know at some point in your life you was at that stuck in the middle point where you're like, I want to do music, and your parents was probably rocking with it. Like,
I want to become a nurse or something.
Oh yeah. Well,
so how did you overcome that?
Well, they say this thing. At first they will ask you why you're doing it, and then after they will ask you how you did it.
Yeah.
So the beginning is always hard, but you have to find a way to make both work. I always go back to if you go to Africa, there's many artists that finish school. you know, being an artist doesn't mean you have to necessarily stop school. You can still do both. It, you know, it will be hard, but it's very possible because sometimes you just want your respect, just for the sake of it. You know, you just want that title to say, okay, well, you know what, I have my degree and, you know, I have my respect. I was able to finish school and I was able to do my music. You know, but I think if you believe that you have what it takes, then you just have to push. Eventually, I think family will, you know, appreciate once they see that, okay, well, you know, this person is not going to stop for me, then they'll probably just say, okay, they'll probably accept you for who you are, but you also have to do what is necessary for you as far as education-wise. Just to have something, I don't even like to look at it as something to fall back on. When people say, oh, have this to fall back on, it's like a plan B. I don't like the whole plan B thing. I'm like, I don't do plan B. You know, this is gonna work, but it's nice just to have it to say, I am this.
Right there, you're speaking my language. A warrior, yo. Like you cross that bridge to go into battle, you burn the bridge.
I know, right?
No retreat. You going in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but I just, you know, especially being an African, because I'm still a very traditional African. You just want to have it just to say, hey, you know, because people would throw things at you to insult you and to make you feel less. But hey, but you could be like, hey, hello, this is my diploma, this is my degree. So you know, what else are they gonna say? You know, so for the sake of you and your respect, and just for your dignity, do it for you. Don't even do it for anybody else. Don't even do it for your parents. Just do it for you.
Respect.
I understand. So what did you get your degree in?
Well, like I said, I have international nurses for Africa, so I'm a nurse.
Shout out to all the nurses out there.
Yeah, shout out to all the nurses doing their thing.
Yep.
I mean, if you was foolery to come around high, you was just fooling yourself. Because she's a well-rounded lady.
I try.
So how can people follow you on social media?
Social media, my Instagram is I am Naomi Achu. I am Naomi Achu. You can also follow my my fan page. My fan page is Queen of Amanda, also on Instagram. And then I'm on Facebook, Naomi Achu. That is my my Facebook fan page name. And you can find me on Twitter, Naomi Achu.
So anything in the works in terms of albums? Because I know right now you're doing a lot of shows.
Yes.
So if you have any time to slow down or take time off to record?
Yes. So in between my shows, I'm working on more music. I don't know as far as an album, if I'm going to release anything when, but I'm definitely in the studio working on more music. And the album right now has 17 tracks. The original album has 14. I think I have the CD here with me. The original album, the original album, I know, right? The original album has 14 tracks, and then the deluxe version has 17. So I'm really just promoting that album because I want that by the time I get to the next album, you know, people would have, you know, this album would have exhausted. You know, it would be in a lot of people's homes. So
The other thing is that the album doesn't have the like.
Well, the deluxe version has it.
The deluxe. I've been streaming it on Spotify.
Okay, I'll take you to it.
Okay.
It has it. Yeah, if you look for Long Live the Queen Deluxe Edition, it has it. It's also on iTunes and it's also Untitled. It's on every platform as well. But I'll take you to it.
See that, ladies and gentlemen? She's global.
Shout out to DM, by the way, Dano. He's watching on Facebook right now. He said the album is playing right now on 237.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much, guys.
Long live the Queen, Naomi Achu. We greatly appreciate your presence here on this podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to go stream her album, buy her album, whichever way. Like, don't illegally download the album though. That's the only way you can get it.
I don't even think they could.
Man, in America, like people out here, they're wild, man. But anyways, Queen of Amanda, thank you for coming out here, showing us some love.
Thank you so much for having me. Shout out to 237.
Shout out to 237 Exclusive.
Exclusive.
You know, man, one day,
Yeah.
one day actually, you should. The same person who created the 237 Exclusive app.
Yeah.
He has the Snap 237.
Yes.
Which,
I've been on there.
You've been on there.
Mhm.
Oh, see, you're with it. She on the game, son. She on the
I
game.
support anything 237 whenever I can.
Yeah, but we about to put you on a major game
Okay.
of things we like working on. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So
Definitely, you know, just keep an ear for us. We
Okay.
definitely gonna hang you up. Yeah. Any concerts coming up?
Well, of course, I have South by Southwest March 17th at Russian House.
Okay.
I go on at 1 a.m. So all my Texas people and people flying into Texas, I hope to see you there on that stage. At that event, we're gonna have a wonderful time. And then I'm also performing at the National Cherry Blossom Festival, which is taking place in DC. It happens every year. I don't want to give the date because I think they said something like they're trying to switch days because of the peak blossoms. So, but look out for my performance at that event.
Yeah.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to
Stuck in the
Stuck
Middle.
in the Middle.
And you can you connect with us. You connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Stuck NT Middle. That's Stuck NT Middle. And don't